Hey there, what's up everybody? Welcome to my channel on do-it-yourself home projects. Now this video, we're going to be taking a bunk bed set that we actually bought from somebody, and it was pre-made. It wasn't a do-it-yourself project, but I started to take this apart. Actually, it was already taken apart, but before I put it together, I realized, hey, this could totally be a do-it-yourself project if you're interested in making your own bunk beds. So check this out. Look at all these pieces and parts to this bunk bed kit. I think it's a pretty do-it-yourself job if you buy your wood carefully and you have a little bit of time and you want to save a little bit of money. Remember, my channel here is all about saving you time and money. So instead of spending gobs and gobs on a new bunk bed set, consider making one. So this is kind of what it looks like. The purpose of this video is to give you a visual tour of a bunk bed possibility. Now, I'm not going to give you an exact recipe here. In other words, I'm not going to tell you all the measurements and lengths and widths and whatnot. You can see for yourself. Most of these end pieces seem to be 1x6 or 1x4 boards that have been either grooved out. So if you've got a circular saw, you can easily set your depth and make that cut. And then maybe a little drill bit to round that out at the end. Now these little slats, you'll see later where these kind of how this all fits together, but I'm just going to give you, like I said, a visual tour so you can get a sense for applying the what's in this video to your particular context. So we've got some end pieces. We've got 4 of these total, right? 2 shorter ones and 2 bigger. These are the headboards basically and the footboards, so to speak. These are the little slats that go on the supports, I should say, for the top bunk. There's like 6 of them. And look at how simple this is, these basic boards. Now, you want to obviously choose a wood type that's a little more durable. Will pine do the trick? Maybe. It kind of, I think, depends on how many supports you have. Is oak better? Probably. But these are the little, the guards that will fit. There's 2 of them right there that fit on the top bunk to prevent a kid from rolling out. This is the ladder. Probably the most difficult part of the job is building this, just because it has to be A, really strong, right? And B, some of the cuts to make sure that the ladder sits nicely at the angle that you want it to. But here's kind of what it looks like. You can secure those rungs on the ladder with some screws that could go like right there, for example. Some pretty heavy duty screws, deck screws probably. And you want to make sure those are long enough, maybe 2.5, 3 inches. So there's that cut down below that I was talking about that might be challenging. And then you could buy these little metal hooks or whatever you want to call them at the local store. So here is everything upstairs, and we'll be assembling this. Now, to put the top piece of the bunk on the bottom piece, you could drill a hole in your bottom headboard and footboard and buy these little like metal pins that are pretty thick. Now we're going to be connecting the bottom supports for the bottom bed, and you could just drill some holes through and use obviously a washer there and then a pretty heavy duty screw or bolt to secure that in place. Now I've got an impact wrench to make sure those are nice and tight. Here are those pins that I'm talking about earlier. I'll try to find these and put some links down below for you if you're interested. You want to make sure your pins are thick enough, obviously. There we go, there's a better shot of those pins up top. There are those bolts tightened down, and they have to be long enough to kind of be deep enough into those side supports there. Here's what I was talking about with those pins connecting the top headboard to the bottom headboard. You don't have to glue that or anything. It's okay if it wobbles just a little bit. You just want those pins to be thick enough and deep enough so that basically it can't, fall off. Now you can take your bottom supports and cut those down to size to make sure that your mattress doesn't fall through. Here's some more shots here for you. Looks like the headboards have 3 pieces of woods, 3 1x4s possibly, and they're kind of pinched and glued together. We saw that a little earlier. So here it is, step by step. We're just getting things put together. There are those top supports for the mattress, and we're going to definitely want to secure those to those horizontal lateral supports to make sure they don't slip. Here it is with the mattress on top and some of the spacing between. And you can obviously buy more supports. We've got a full adult up there right now. You could see the weight and how much it's supported. Here are those guards that I referenced earlier that fit into the little slots that you drilled out or cut out to make sure child does not fall out of top bunk. Super important. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully this video has been helpful to inspire you on how you can build your own bunk bed. Thanks so much for being with me.